of the revolution than the evolution?
Potentially, yeah. It's semantics, I guess. Right. To tell you the truth, okay. Very close. Yeah.
Let me take it to the floor. If they're particular, could you speak loudly and identify yourself first?
Certainly. Jamie Passfield from Pfizer. You're talking about the creation of new ecosystems where they didn't exist before. What challenges would you describe about the creation of those new ecosystems? And how did you overcome I'm looking for generic learnings for those looking at spaces where there aren't ecosystems and where they may wish to put them in the future?
Need to get closer to the
Sorry, yeah, no, I was pausing for thought there, actually. So the challenges were around, it's always support, to be honest with you. How do you once an ecosystem has developed, whether that's amongst a group of workers or whether that's within a new set of services you're developing, when the product hits the market, how are you going to support and maintain and service that? They're the things that kind of get overlooked to start with. And so things always seem to get launched with a great fanfare, and it's all very exciting, and it seems to go well initially, but then there's always a big drop-off curve as people sort of say, well, this actually isn't quite working for me. There's always something there. So you need to maintain, how do you keep that going? Now, we go back to sort of looking at things, rather than doing projects, we make them products, so things live. They don't die. You're going to have to carry on maintaining, living and supporting whatever it is you're doing. Is it a service, is it a product, is it an app, whatever. It lives. So therefore you need to make sure you consider it as a living entity.
And that brings you into ecosystems of the people who are involved around that.
Yes.
And you have to be able to ensure that they can interact.
Absolutely.
And not retreat to Facebook.
That's right, absolutely. You want to be part of, or we want to facilitate that conversation. You don't want that going on externally. So.
Okay.
If I answer the same question, I would say that one of the main challenge is and will be, I think, for some time, the integration. Okay, because everybody manipulates the same data. So you try to, and the business moves fast. Therefore, the question is, how do you follow them? The easier for them is to replicate the data everywhere. And then you become, it's not anymore an ecosystem, it's a duplicated or serial system, silo-oriented systems. So I think one of the key points of that is about MDM. It's about master data management. It's about having the 360 big data store where we have always the same view of the customer, or view for us of the vehicle and the services we deliver. I think one of the key challenges of this is really integration.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. What we focus on is managing these new ecosystems. We leave, the end user experience down to the enterprises because they know that best. We just focus on managing the back end of that to make sure that end user experience stays profitable for the company. So it is very much a living project. Until the company decides to move in a different direction, you have to run this in a manner that can actually bring value add as well as cost efficiencies to the enterprise. Yeah.
Can you identify yourself and speak loudly?
Anush Raja from GE. So integration, I completely agree, is one of the biggest challenges that I've also seen. But the other one that I find is communication. You said 6,000 people out in the field, federated model, up to how many, 1,000, right? If you had a new product or a new training module that you wanted to put it out there, in terms of getting it out there, communicating it effectively, and creating that awareness is one of the other things that I've seen is always a challenge in terms of making sure that everyone's got to it. And I don't know how you would address that in your world.
But I think this comes with strong executive sponsorship as well. You cannot deliver very good technology and services unless the exec understand what for, what you do with it, what is the importance of investing in that, and what are the added value. So I think and it's something that we've done at Nissan, really setting up our vision for 2020. It's the question is not about anymore technology. Yes, it's about communicating about the technology. And it's to make sure that everybody understands what we do and where we go. So that's probably shifting a bit from being IT specialist to become more business IT specialist in a way.
I'm going to go back to the floor.
Yeah, please, please.
I'm going to make a humorous remark that I've often heard of CIOs determined to become CEOs. The answer is now, by becoming Chief Ecosystem Officer, they will fulfill their ambitions in future. Maybe there's some other potential Chief Ecosystems Officers in the room. Further question to the panel. How many of you are engaged in rolling out a pretty rapid shift to a managed mobile environment where the mobile is becoming more and more key than your fixed? Yes? Yes? How many of you are beginning to get that nervous sense from what you've heard that maybe you're going to have to go back and look a bit more closely at the mobile revolution coming through, or are you in more stable environments? Signs of nervousness in the room? An odd hand going up?
Richard, can I have a question?
Yes, please.
As this
Identify yourself, please.
Yes, I'm Paul Ellis, I'm from the CMO event. A question that occurs to me is, we've heard a lot on the CIO side of things. From the CMO camp, how often do you work with your marketing counterparts? And do you see marketing and CIOs coming together maybe over data and insights and growth to actually drive new market opportunities?
Yeah, we do exactly that. In fairness, the data strategy board is chaired by the CMO at Heathrow, has a CIO on it, and has myself as an innovation strategy specialist. And we absolutely focus on where's the opportunities to share data, where's the opportunity to commercialize that data. But it's a joint thing all the time. And funnily enough, on the innovation side of things, we have the CMO sitting on our board. So it is a very joined up world now between the CMOs and the CIOs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would answer the same, and it's one of the big shifts we have operated in a few months or 1 year ago now. It's IT traditionally was a bit missing in the picture, and the CMO was driving the technology as well. But then if we continue like this, we just disappear, okay? We become just operators. So what has been identified really is how can we work together and setting up this journey together. So we have now, let's say, a committee where we all work on the same things, but not only marketing or digital officer, but coming into the picture business unit like warranty business, after sales business, and all those type of people, because they are the one who manage the customer more often even than the marketing guy. You know, the marketing guy concretely has the digital website, he has a number of upfront access to the customer, but when the customer is a customer, that's gone. Okay, so this is really transversal journey that we have, and a number of people contribute to it.